Guys, my name is Manan. I'm from More Data Scientist. In this video, we are going to talk about Python lists. We are going to perform operations on lists, then we are going to see what methods Python has for lists. So let's get it started. So what's a list in Python? A list is an ordered collection of items enclosed within square brackets. Let's create a list and say it ourselves. If I say my list equal to 1, 2, it is considered as a list. Now let's just try to print it. So I'm going to say print my list and run the code. So as you can see that my list is getting printed. Now let's take another example. Now I'm going to say my list 2 equal to A, B. So now we have taken strings inside the list. Now let's try to print it out. I'm going to say print my list 2. It's getting printed really easily. Now, why lists are considered really important. Now let's take another example. Here I'm going to say my list 3, 1, 2, A, and B. So here's a question for you. Is it going to work or not? Yes, it's going to work. That is the magic of lists. It can take any number of data types, mixed data types inside a single list. Now let's try to print this out. My list 3. And we can see that we can have multiple types of elements inside the same list. This is why lists are considered really important. So this is how we can create lists. Now we are moving forward with our next section. So that is accessing the list. Suppose now we have created a list. Let's create a list first. Here I'm going to say my list equal to 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here's a list. Now if I want to access the element at the 0th index, so that would be number 1. How would I do that? It's really simple. We just need to say my list at the index 0. And okay, so we can see that element 1 is printed. Now if I want to say I want to print 5, so there are two ways to do that. Either we can say print my list at 4. So this is done. Another way to do that would be print my list at the index -1. So this is also going to print 5 since it's a last element. So this is how you can access various elements in the list. This is really simple. Now we are actually moving to another important concept of list, that is list slicing. Suppose if you want to access a couple of elements in the list, maybe in the middle of the list or in the end of the list, how would you do that? So I'm just going to take the list from here and we are going to perform list slicing. Suppose if I just want to access the element 3, 4, 5, how would I do that? The answer is really simple. We are going to say my list access elements starting at index 2 till the end. This is how simple it is. Now let's run this code and see. So we can see that we are getting 3, 4, and 5. Now, if you want to just access the last two elements, how we can do that? We can say my list access the element starting at index 3 till the end. So it's just going to print the last two element, that is 4 and 5. Now if I want to say I want to print the whole list, so I can say index starting from the first element till the last element. Now let's run this code and see it ourselves. All the elements have been printed. Now there's a question for you, like if you want to reverse the elements in the list, how would you do that? You can pause the video at any point of time and try to come up with a solution. I hope you have came up with a solution, and now let's work on this. If I just want to reverse all the elements in my list, I just need to say list and double column -1, so it's going to reverse the list. This is all about list slicing. Next we are going to work on list operation. Now let's move forward. The first one is concatenation. Suppose if we want to join two or more lists into a single list, how we can do that? The answer is really simple. Let's take an example. Here I'm going to say list 1 equal to 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are 4 elements in the first list. Now I'm going to say list 2 equal to 5, 6, and 7. Now how we can join these two lists? The answer is really simple. I'm going to say list 3 equal to list 1 plus list 2. Now let's print this list 3 and get the output. So just say run list 3 and we can see that list 1 and list 2 have been concatenated. This is really simple. Now if you want to add another list to that, so we can just say list 4 equal to A, B, and C. Can we concatenate this to list 1 and list 2? Let's see it ourselves. We're just going to say print list 1 plus list 2 plus list 4. We can do that. We just need to use the addition operator and it's going to be done really simply. So as you can see that we are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A, B, and C. Another list has been created that is sum of list 1, list 2, and list 4. And this is how simple a concatenation is in lists. Now let's move forward to another example. Now we are going to look at repetition. Suppose we have a list, and thus I'm saying A. And I want A to be present thrice in the same list. How we can do that? One solution to that is we are going to repeat A 3 times. Or what we can do, we can use repetition, that is just multiplying the number by 3 and getting the output. Let's see how that works. We are going to say print list 1 into 3. So what has happened? A has been repeated thrice just by using a multiplication operator. This is how repetition works in Python list. Really simple, right? Now let's move forward to another important concept, that is membership. Suppose if you want to find whether a single element or a lot of elements are present into a list or not, how we can do that? Let's see that with an example. I'm going to say list 1 equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If I want to see if 2 is in the list, how we can do that? We are just going to say 1 in list 1. And the output is true. This is how simple we can test whether a single element or a multiple elements are present in the list. Can we check if a single element is not present in the list? Let's check it out. Can we do that or not? We are just going to say if 6 not in list 1. It says it is true, 6 is not in the list. Can we say 3 is not in the list? Let's see what the output would be. It is saying false. 3 is actually present in the list 1.